Good morning, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, Tuesday, Dinger Tuesday. How are we doing today, y'all? What is good, chat? A lot of y'all coming in here. Tavon, thank you with the prime sub. I appreciate you. A lot of y'all in the chat talking about Soto. I saw it while I was getting ready, so I decided let's just pull something up real quick, man. Let's just take a minute. Soto is not banned. Yesterday, lined out sharply to center off Sagano, 106 degrees off the bat, 20-degree launch angle, 385 feet. Okay, so he didn't get a home run, right? He absolutely smoked this ball. And let's just take a quick look at every ball that's been hit at 106, 20-degree launch angle. 24% of the time. Oops, I zoomed in too far. 24% of the time, that's a home run. Okay, so a quarter of the time, that's a home run because it's a low launch angle. Let's say he hits it at the same speed, but 2 degrees higher off the bat. Jumps up to 52% home run probability. Let's say he hits it 25 degrees instead of 20. 27 degrees, 92% home run. Basically, all I'm trying to say here, guys, he had a 20-degree launch angle. If he hits it that much higher on the bat, it's a 23, 24-degree launch angle. Like literally that much higher on the bat. You can't be mad at that. That it was a great read. He smoked the ball. He missed it by a quarter of an inch on the bat. So y'all can't be mad at Soto. You cannot be mad at Soto. It was a good read. It just didn't fall your way yesterday. Very, very, very close though. Like I'm talking 3 degrees off the bat higher, which is a quarter of an inch at best. So yeah, you can't be too mad about Soto. Unlucky. But that happens, man. That's the game you play when you're taking home runs. That's the game we play when we're taking home runs. Sometimes it falls your way, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, yesterday was insane. Especially the night slate. Let's talk about this. We had one generated by the home run parlay generator. A lot of people cashing. Holy cow. Another one generated by the parlay generator, Murakami, Olsen, and Schmidt. Someone took that in the Discord as well. There it is. Let's see here. A third one that was generated by the home run parlay generator. And not a fourth one that was generated by the home run generator. Okay, so we're at 4. I think there was a fifth. Maybe there's only 4. Okay, so 4 times yesterday, the parlay generator generated a winning play, which is insane. There's a lot of people that took it. The Vinny P slip that I posted, you guys want to talk about heartbreak. Where's the video? Let's pull the video up. Do we have it? This is what I posted. Seiya Suzuki, Vinny P, and Kyle Tucker. Smokes it off the top of the zone. And it dies at the top. Did y'all see where that hit, by the way? I don't know if you can see it. That ball hit this like top padding on the tip top of the wall. Man. That's home run in 17 out of 30 ballparks. And that's how we hook. So, yes, the generator updates throughout the day. I've said it 150,000 times on this stream. I don't take home run generator plays until lineups are confirmed, especially outside of the balanced strategy. The balanced strategy, yeah, I mean, you're probably going to be fine. Like, these guys are generally chalk players. Like these 3. I mean, Ben Rice is actually a question mark because he was questionable. But for the most part, like Murakami, Schwarber, they're always hitting in the same spot. Doesn't matter. But if you're looking at the long shots or whatever, these guys move up and down the order every single day. The sleepers, same thing here. Some of these guys don't even play. So I always wait for them to be confirmed. And I generally, personally, do start windows for the most part. It depends on the slate. But if there's like multiple start windows with like a lot of games in them, in this case, these 2 start windows only have 3 games each. So there might not be a ton to select from. But this is what people were hitting yesterday. So, for example, 2 of the slips that hit yesterday were just going to a start window, and then either sleepers or long shots, whichever one they chose, it cashed. Yesterday, the 9 p.m. start window, the long shots play cashed. So did the balanced. So both the balanced and the long shot play in the 9 p.m. window, that's all they did to find those. They just clicked Parlay Builder, balanced, same start window, 9 p.m. And that cashed. Then they did the same thing for long shots, and it cashed. So that was how they did that one. The other 2 The other two that hit was just selections. So they said, I want this game, and this game. Boom, and it cashed. So that was the filters, quote unquote, on how people did that. Can we see if they're hitting more or less when lineups come out? I don't know what that means, Glitch. It just says confirmed right here. I would just for home runs specifically, just wait until lineups come out. And that's why it's better to do in my opinion. That's why it's better to do same start windows, because like if you're taking games at 6:40, most likely the 9 p.m. lineups haven't been confirmed yet. Maybe some of them have here and there, but that's usually why I do start windows, is because okay, I'll start with these games and then we'll see what happens for the later games, and then we'll take a slip for the later games because the lineups come out later. So, yeah. That's why I do start windows. You don't have to, you really don't. But when it comes to optimization for like the most optimal parlay, yes. Shout out to Mel in the Discord for posting that slip. Yes, she did. There she is. For Mel vibes. So yeah, that's why a lot of people kind of do that too. Is start window stuff is just because lineups haven't been confirmed yet. So, but there are a lot of filters you can play with. So mess around with it. Look, there's not going to be a one size fits all. Like that's just the reality of betting home runs. There's not going to be like if you do this every single day, it'll win. Like that's just not how it works. That's just not how it works. It's about testing, trying stuff out, saying like, okay, I looked through the games. I really liked Boston and Detroit. I really liked Washington. I really liked Kansas City. Like, what's the optimal play for those games? Okay, cool. I like those guys, right? Or what about for the balanced version of that? Okay. It's about testing stuff. There's not going to be a one size fits all. Because here's the thing. The whole point here is for a lot of people, I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm giving you guys the keys to a Ferrari. And if you've never driven a car before, it might be a little bit difficult at first to like get the hang of how it handles, how it drives. You know what I mean? Might be a lot of power for you at first. And that's what this tool is. This tool is a Ferrari. It has everything you could possibly think of and everything you could possibly want. So it's going to take some time. There's a little bit of a learning curve to figure out what works and what doesn't. And then at the same time, you're betting home runs, a lot of you at least. So you're not going to win every day. Like there's variance. When you're betting home runs, that Juan Soto play I showed at the beginning of the stream is a prime example. 9 times out of 10, he gets that ball 2 degrees higher and it's a home run. Yesterday was the one time where he just barely missed it by 2 degrees and it was a fly out to the wall. So you're going to have variance if you're betting home runs. Like, some days you're going to go crazy like yesterday where a lot of people did and they hit a ton of slips. And then you might go a couple days or even a week or 2 weeks where you don't hit anything and you get unlucky. At the end of the day, all I'm going to be able to do is give you guys the best possible reads in the best possible situation. But then there is the luck factor. Like you have to also have the luck. I'll get you 2 steps forward, and then getting that third step is just having a little bit of luck. So the tools are just there to really, really help you find plays. Whether or not they're going to hit on these lottos, like just test stuff. That's the best way I can put it too, and that's still what I'm doing too. I'm collecting a ton of data on all this every single day and testing. But test things. Be like, okay, like take note of what you did. Like last night, the reason I found all these plays, if we go back to that Twitter, right? The reason I found all of these like generators that hit, I was going back through the slate. I didn't have any action on these plays. I only took the Twitter play I posted and a couple others. But I go through here and I just look at like, okay, so what's been caching? Where did that exist on the site? Like, did it exist? Yes or no? And how was it found? So that's what I was doing. I was just going through. I was looking through the games. I was like, okay, Luke Raley and Miguel Vargas hit a home run. What was the long shots play for the 9 p.m. slate? Well, sure enough, it's Luke Raley and Miguel Vargas. Now it's good to know. It's like, okay, same start window, 9:30 p.m. It gave me a play that cashed. That's good to know moving forward. Doesn't mean it's going to do it every day, but it just, same thing with, I was looking at some of the home runs for some of these other games. I was like, okay, what's the optimal play for the 9:30 p.m. game? What was the best play that it was going to give out? Murakami, Olsen, and Schmidt. Interesting. It cashed. So point is like, okay, I saw Zach Cole hit a home run, right? Zach Cole was never on my radar. I saw this tweet and I was like, Zach Cole, he wasn't on my radar. I go to the Astros game. There's one player with the highest probability to hit a home run and the highest expected value to hit a home run. It's Zach Cole. So like, there's plays all over the board every day. You got to put in a little bit of work and study. That's the thing. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing every day too. I'm watching the games. I'm looking at the games. I'm going back in the tool and like seeing, could I have found this play had I looked, essentially. And yesterday the answer was yes, all over the board. Here's another one. What was the optimal parlay for the Reds, Cubs, Dodgers, Houston, San Francisco, San Diego? Just by filtering out just those games in the game filter. It was Blade, Kyle Tucker, and Casey Schmidt. That hit for the sleepers strategy. So study. That's kind of what you got to do at the end of the day is look through some of this stuff, But the tools are there to give you the best opportunity. From there, you do need a little bit of luck. But yeah, absolutely insane. There were so many people that made a ton of money yesterday. So I'm very happy for all of you who did. I got some DMs of people hitting their first ever home run parlays. And I had other people who were hitting, stuff that they've been doing all year. So, and also, you don't need to do just parlays, man. Or, two things. You don't need to just do parlays, and you also don't need to just do home runs. This tool has everything. So, just want to cover it. We got hits, total bases, hits, runs, RBIs, runs, walks, batter strikeouts, stolen bases. Pitchers, we got strikeouts, earned runs, hits allowed, walks, home runs allowed, outs, fantasy score. For every single game, we have a projected score. We have projected Nerfy and Yerfy. We have the projected first 5 total. We have the projected total runs. Like there are so many things you can bet on in baseball that are not just home runs. Home runs are the most fun by far, don't get me wrong. I love betting home runs. They're so fun. When you hit like a play you put $5 on and it pays you $1,500, that's a great feeling. But you're not going to get that every day. If you want to be consistent and profitable in the long term, you have to also supplement those bets with other things, like taking a guy for a hit. It's a very easy play. You find some really good reads, just go into hits, looking for guys with a good pitch mix. Like this, Shea Langoliers, good hits projection, good pitch mix. Make sure the line looks good, and take it with like one other guy that looks like that. Xavier Edwards, boom. It's a 2-leg, gets you double your money. You put a unit on it, should cover every single home run play you take for the whole day, even if you lose it. So, you got to supplement with other things too. Or even if we're looking at home runs, like taking some of these guys as straights or a 2-leg instead of a 3-leg or a 5-leg. I see people who they're like, oh man, I can't hit. And then they show me their slip and they hit 4 out of 5 legs on a home run parlay. I'm like, dude, I've never hit a 5-leg home run parlay in my life. You can't just go in there hot and be expecting to hit a 5-leg home run parlay for like plus 275,000. You know what I mean? Like, you got to realize also, even on the home run zone, I tell you what I think the odds are of these plays hitting. So the luck factor is a little bit real. The data will get you there. But I even tell you, like, for example, this optimal home run parlay for the day, I think there's about a 5% chance that you win that today if you take it. You know what I mean? So you just got to know what you're getting yourself into. The sleepers, I think there's a 1% chance that it hits. Now, they all have plus EV, that you're getting 40% expected value on that 1%. The book thinks there's less than 1% chance, essentially. But just, you got to reframe your guys' mind to really think about this from the math side and the probability side. So, they're not going to hit every day, is my point. But we will have outstanding, stupid days like yesterday. So if you haven't joined RootBest.com yet, do it. We're taking over the entire space. We are taking over right now. And a lot of people are hitting. There are a lot of people hitting. So, all right, let's look at some of the new changes we made. We did have a couple changes. First and foremost, shout out B Brown. I saw him in the chat a second ago. He asked that if, by the way, if you didn't know, resources tab, click your profile, resources. You got your tutorial, you got some FAQs, you got some stat glossaries, and now we have the player tag glossary in there too. So if you've been struggling to find what all the tags mean and how they trigger, there's a whole glossary in there. Glossary also exists on the projection leaderboard in either of these I buttons. You click the info button, pops up. You click the info button, it pops up. So that's how you guys can see what these tags mean. Yesterday, the Night Owl post that I posted on Twitter, this tag has been outstanding. Yesterday was Murakami and Seo were the top 2. They both hit a home run. The Night Owl tag's been dirty this year. So when we filter by Night Owls, we see a lot of really good players. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Also, something to note. I get a lot of questions on this. We load in just the top 30 for any of these lists by default. So sometimes people be like, hey, I don't see this player, I don't see this game, or no one's popping up from this game. If you want to see everybody, just click all. And the reason we do top 30 is like the load time is a lot longer on all. It has to load like 300 batters. You know what I mean? So It just defaults to the 30, so it loads faster for you guys. But if you're looking for certain players or certain games, like say you want to filter that by like, I don't know, one of these games, like these guys might not show up on the top 30, so they might not show up in general. You just have to change it to all, and then they'll show up. But top 30 is a faster load time. So why not a parlay builder in general, not just home runs, hits, runs, RBIs? Well, there is a parlay generator, or not a generator, but you can build your own parlays, all that stuff. Just add them to your watch list. Just add them to your watch list, and then just select total bases. Boom. Place 3-leg parlay. So that's there aren't really many strategies to those plays. The reason the home runs has a parlay builder dedicated to it, there's multiple strategies, whether you're taking long shot value plays, sleeper plays, stuff like that. Total bases are total bases. Pretty much everybody on the entire slate has a 1.5 line. Some guys are going to be good for them or not. I give you a whole leaderboard of projections for total bases with the fair odds right next to it. So you can just go through and say, like, okay, I like Buxton for total bases, I like Horner for total bases, and I like Laureano for total bases. You can go to your watch list, and then you can just clip off those guys for the total bases line and place the parlay and get all the odds. Total bases, total bases, total bases, generate play. It'll give you the best odds across each book. And that's that. You can do that for hits. Any tile. You can click hits. You can click whatever. Hits, runs, RBIs. You name it. But there doesn't really need to be a strategy behind it because at the end of the day, I'm giving you the projected value already for those. So I guess there's not really much more we can do. Is like, okay, has this guy projected a lot of hits, runs, RBIs? Yes or no? You know, that's kind of pretty baseline. So yeah, the tools are there. Like I said, tools are there. Other update, we did have zones. A little bit of an update to the zones. Go to Vladdy just for context here. Little update to the zones. Man, my computer loads so slow when I stream. It's actually insane. Hot, cold zones. So now you can change the pitch types. So you can either have all, you can have 2 of them, right? So say you just want to see how it does against changeup and curveball. There's no data against it. 4-seamer, right? So you can do multiple pitches now or all of them. All the different frequency location. Honestly, for the pitcher, I think you probably want to just leave it on the frequency. The way I would think about it, because like I don't really care what the exit velo looks like from these different areas. Don't really care too much. Maybe batting average, I guess, but I care more so where he throws it. And then from here, you can say, okay, if I'm taking a guy for hits, what's his average in these different zones? Okay, well now you can say right down the middle is where he throws it the most, and then inside, like these are 2 red zones. Like this guy looks good for a hit today, kind of thing. It's another way to like double check it, verify it. All this stuff is like, once again, the projections are the projections. Like that's honestly pretty much enough to begin with. But this is all stuff if you guys just want to go one step further and like really validate your plays. It exists for you to do so. The tools exist for you to do so. So like he's already projected over a hit, minus 234, 70% chance he gets a hit. Okay, well, you can kind of validate it saying like, okay, he does pretty well against these zones. So, yeah. So yeah, that's the new update to the zones too. All right. Rice out, and he probably will be. We'll see. Just gotta wait for lineups to get confirmed. But I mean, he sat yesterday. I think it was more out of caution than anything. But he probably is out today. Oh my god, my computer is like screaming at me right now. Let's go through some of this stuff. Just want to get a quick glance here. I guess we'll start with this one. Blue Jays at Rays. Also, shout out to a lot of you guys who are signing up for Rude Bats. I appreciate you guys putting the trust in me to build you guys some awesome products and awesome tools. So thank you for that. There's a lot of you in here now. A lot of new people in here. So I appreciate all you. Gosman. Oh, there is one more new thing. You'll see it right here. This is another request from the feature requests. This little tile, you can click on it. It just is relative to home runs versus the side. So Good song. Turn the music off. See if that helps on me. Oh, Spotify. You think is busting it up? Maybe I'll shut it down. It's not Spotify. I can tell you that. That's probably part of it though. So it does show you home run vulnerability versus side, and it triggers only if there's like a drastic difference. So Gosman in this case gives up home runs at a way higher rate versus right-handed batters than he does lefties. Right-handed batters, 5.63% of their plate appearances hit a home run. Lefties, only 1%. These are all small sample sizes because, 90 and 71, it's not a huge sample size of plate appearances. But if you go to the player projections, so this is how we usually target pitchers for home runs anyway. Player projections, you go to pitchers, you go to home runs allowed. This is the only place it'll exist outside of the player page, or the game sim. You go to the home runs allowed tab, and then it'll pop up here. So if we're looking at players for home runs allowed, let's say we want to target our meatball throwers today. Let's see if anybody has like a pretty big split here. So only Michael Lorenzen would have it on the meatball throwers today, but you can see he's given up 5 homers to lefties, 1 homer to righties. So it'll pop up next to their name if it exists. So in this case, it does not exist for Tyone. I guess he must give them up to both sides equally. But Lorenzen clearly gives up homers at a much higher clip to lefties. So on the Mets, you would target left-handed batters. That being said, the weather in Colorado looks horrible today. So maybe that's not so much a play. But Lorenzen has the tag. Taj Bradley versus lefties. I mean, it's not that big of a split, but a little bit more to lefties than righties. Bryce Elder, same thing. 2 home runs to lefties, none to righties. George Kirby, 3 homers to righties. So he's a right-handed batter kind of guy. And by the way, this stuff doesn't mean too much yet at this point of the year. Like, we're talking about really small sample sizes here. Yeah, 3 more homers. Okay, I guess Fetty might be a bit of a difference here. 4 homers and the same amount of plate appearances. Alcantara, more vulnerable from lefties. Gosman. So you can quickly see if these guys are more vulnerable from a left-handed batter or a right-handed batter when it comes to home runs. That does exist in the home runs allowed projection list as well as every game. So, and once again, it doesn't show up for every pitcher, only if they actually trigger it. So Gosman triggers it. So you might want to target right-handed batters today on the Rays, which is funny because the best play of the day are 2 lefties. It doesn't mean, like, this is why I kind of get hesitant to put this stuff out there. It doesn't mean that lefties can't hit a home run off him. It just means so far this year, righties have hit more homers on him. But there's a lot of factors that go into this. Like, you don't know who those righties were, like what ballparks they were in. It could have been a favorable ballpark for right-handed batters, things like that. So take it with a grain of salt. It's just meant to give a little bit of extra context. Drew Rasmussen is a good pitcher, man. He's not one I really target for homers. His home run per 9 is pretty league average. His home run rate is pretty league average, so he does give them up. I guess let's just go look at his game log and see if we have any 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 1. So he's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't, which is what I expected. Gosman on the other side, his HR per 9 is actually even better. His HR per 9 is literally better. But his last 2 starts, he's kind of gotten rocked. He gave up a homer there and 2 there. So I'd say both are kind of like neutral, vulnerable for homers. Only issue here is pitch mixes. Let's look at Gosman or Rasmussen's pitch mix. Pretty good. So he's got a really good cutter. He's got a bad 4-seamer. He's got a really good sinker. Changeup's neutral. Curveball's good, but he doesn't throw it. So these last 2 don't really matter. It's really, I guess, these top 3 pitches. Great cutter, great sinker, bad 4-seam. It's really all fastballs. Just a bunch of variations of fastballs. So interesting. That leads you to understand that a lot of these pitch mix ratings just are not really that good. Dalton Varsho, he's got, I mean, at 650, he's all right. Same with Kazuma. He's just red hot. So, like, tough matchup. Where's he struggling? Cutter. He's struggling against the cutter. He's good against the 4-seam. He struggles against the sinker. So he's only good against really one of the pitches. We can go look at that pitch mix right here. 4-seam, cutter, and sinker. Okay, so he looks pretty good. He must have done some damage. Which pitch was it that he did the damage on? Sinker. Yeah. So Kazuma's been kind of cooking. 4-seam looks pretty good too. Yeah, and then there's a cutter. Kazuma does pretty well against this recently. Last 10 games, he's actually doing pretty well against these pitches. So that would be a definite hot bat. Definite hot bat. How's Ernie look? We'll look in a sec. We'll look. We'll look in a sec. Recent form here for Cosma, obviously stupid hot path. 4 homers in the last 4 games. But he's a boomer bust kind of guy in my opinion. He's a very heavy swinger. Actually, I want to see what his bat speed is here too. Yeah, look at this. A 77 mile an hour bat speed. He swings as hard as he possibly can. So, yeah, he has decent value though. Projection's decent, but I don't like the pitch mix, so I probably won't take him. Valenzuela, this is an interesting one here. I actually don't mind him in the 900s. When we're looking at long shots here, this is one that I actually do not mind. Pitch mix is neutral. He's really good against a sinker. He's not that good against a four-seamer, but his four-seamer stinks. Cutter, he's not that good against. That's kind of the big worry here is that cutter. Recent form, he's got a couple homers in the past. Nothing crazy. Versus righties, last 20 versus, let's just do... Now we want the cutter, the sinker, and the four-seamer. Pretty good stat log here. 63% hard hit rate, 90 average exit velo. Fly ball rate is 0, so that's the only downside. I don't care. I don't care that much about that. It only takes 1 fly ball to hit a homer. I much more care about the contact. He's hitting a lot of really good contact here. So, very hard hits. Six Shicey, thank you for the prime sub. I appreciate you. So, Valenzuela could be an interesting long shot today. He could be an interesting long shot. Do we have any concerns about getting pinch hits here? Not really. Yeah, not really. Not too concerned about him getting subbed out. So, and he doesn't have the tag. So Valenzuela at plus 900, that's kind of a good-looking long shot for this game. On the other side, like we said, Gosman's more vulnerable to righties for homers, but Caminero, 8.0 on the pitch mix, looks really good from that perspective. He's fair value only. There's not really much value. I mean, even if you go to FanDuel or MGM, you're getting negative EV, so like Caminero's not honestly that good of a play. Good probability, 23%, but he's just not that good of a play. Where's the home run generator? Home run zone. Home run zone. So, anyways. Caminero, yeah, probably not going to take him, though, with the negative EV. Maybe if his line moves, sure. If he gets back into plus EV, I'll take him, but not right now. Aranda's really the only one who kind of falls into a good spot for EV, but his pitch mix is a little ugly. There's going to be better plays on the board today. Jake Fraley's a pinch hit risk. 3 out of his last 11 starts, he's been subbed out, so not too frequent, but he has been subbed out. And then same with Hunter Fiducia. Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be better plays on the board. Aranda, maybe, I guess. I don't like the pitch mix, though. I really don't like that pitch mix rating. And if you go to FanDuel, he's now fair value. So he's really only positive EV on Kalshi. So yeah, this kind of takes that play away too, honestly. Kind of takes that play away too. So, oh, he won't get subbed out? Okay, yeah, that's true. He's got an injury. I guess 3 out of 11 is not that bad. It's only 27% of the time. So, yeah, I guess it's really kind of like Varsho's okay, Akamoto's okay, and Valenzuela's a really good long shot as like a one-off lotto. So, A's Phillies, 14 mile an hour wind out to center. What up, young Phil? How we doing? Is EV that important if all 3 hit? I'm confused. EV is the most important thing in sports betting. EV is more important than anything. What do you consider positive EV? Anything above 0. Anything above 0. Expected value, like you could, yeah, sure. You could take a guy like this, for example, Brent Rooker, negative 53% expected value. He could hit a home run today. Sure. Of course he could. You could cash that play. Any given day, you could cash or lose any given play. Of course. But you, me, everybody else, nobody's a time traveler. Nobody's going to know exactly what's going to happen every single night. All you can do is try to maximize your expected value. Like, that's the whole point of the game. That's all we're trying to do is just, what is my best opportunity to make money consistently? Well, the way you do that is you take plus EV plays, which just means every time you place this bet, there's a positive expected value on the play, making you money in the long run. That doesn't mean it's going to hit tonight. That doesn't mean it's going to hit tomorrow. That just means if you took this play at these odds every single day for the rest of time, on average, you would get 12% back. You'd profit 12%, right? That's what we're saying. It doesn't mean a play is going to hit or not hit. Same with negative EV. It doesn't mean it's not going to hit. It just means that you are setting yourself up for failure in the long run to take a play that is going to hit less than it'll pay out, less frequently than it'll pay out. So EV is extremely important. It's the most important thing. There's multiple ways to do it. You can do it from book to book. You can do it from model to book. There's a lot of ways to look at EV. But, so yeah. Kyle Schwarber, someone said him in the comments. Yeah, he looks good today, but like, yeah, he's a plus 225, a plus 220. Like, you're not getting too much out of that. It's like Soto yesterday. Very similar to Soto yesterday. 7.2 on the pitch mix. It's an outstanding pitch mix rating for the most part. Severino is more vulnerable to right-handed batters, but not really. He just has given up, I guess, like 1.5% more homers per plate appearance. But, yeah, I mean, Schwarber, he's fine. Harper, he hit one yesterday. He's also decent. Good EV on Kalshi. I mean, these other books, not so great. Pretty fair value with what we have Harper at. So, the 50% boost going on Schwarber, yeah, that makes sense. If you're going to do that, that makes perfect sense. I'm not going to lie to y'all, when I have the 50% boosts, yeah, I'll throw that on my like Judge Schwarber parlay, like the one where somebody's like, oh, it doesn't take a genius to hit that. Yeah, that's probably where I throw my 50% boost as well. I think it's better value in the long run to use your 50% boost on like those types of home run plays than it is to use it on like a plus 900 that you boost to plus 1400 or plus 1600 or whatever, because you already have a less than a 10% chance of hitting it anyway. So, I mean, I think Schwarber is a good pick today for sure. I just don't think he has much, like, there's not much upside. Yeah, 5 out of 6 on the do factor is outstanding. It's just he's a plus 200. Like, there's really not. This is my same reaction I had yesterday to Aaron Judge. This is the exact same reaction I had yesterday to Aaron Judge. He was sitting at like plus 210, whatever it was. He looked amazing on the site. And I was like, yeah. I mean, Aaron Judge looks good today. 2x your money. And of course, he hit a home run, obviously. But like, is there a way to sort games that already has a confirmed lineup? There is not. But I can actually look to add that filter. That's a good idea. I can look to add that filter. Generally, if you just do it by start window, like that kind of happens, but that's a good idea, actually. I'll look into that because some teams might do super early. So, yeah, Schwarber looks great today, but plus 200, like whatever. Bryson Stott, this is interesting. 5 on the pitch mix, not terrible. Plus 880, very small expected value. I mean, I think he's worth plus 800. I have an 11% chance to hit a home run. Could be interesting. He did just hit a homer, I think, last game, too. He does have the past bedtime, though, so that's a bit of a negative. Yeah, he's at a homer in every other game here. Homer, no homer. Homer, no homer. Homer? Maybe. I mean, it's an interesting value play, I guess, alongside that Valenzuela. Thoughts on James Wood? Have not gotten to that game yet, but we will. So, yeah, I mean, not too much in this one. Schwarber looks fine. Harper looks fine. This one probably going to skip. The best play in this one is Liam Hicks once again. We keep saying this every day. Everybody's been on Liam Hicks for like the last 2 days. I mean, is there anything? Bassett's much better. Yeah, okay. So he does give up homers only to lefties. So Liam Hicks, there's a +1 for him there. You get good EV on him at plus 1,000 once again, plus 1,000 on MGM. Everywhere else has him much lower. So you're getting good EV from book to book. If you take him on MGM at plus 1,000, you're already getting like 30% EV just from book to book. So he looks decent. Sandy, yeah, I probably wouldn't target anybody on the Orioles. A lot of red here. I mean, Taylor Ward at plus 820, that's the only plus EV play, but yeah, Sandy's been kind of on one right now. So, and he also gives up homers mainly to lefties, and none of the lefties look good. So probably out on that game for the most part. Yeah, I could see Sandy going 8 innings. I wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked. Torque looks good in this one real quick. I'll just go over Torque. Boston at Detroit. Once again, I'm just doing really quick breakdowns. You know, I get this video up on YouTube. I highly advise you guys get in the tool and like actually like dive through stuff. Like I'm not going to go through everything, every single small minor detail. But I would advise, especially if you guys are investing and using a tool like this, to maximize your ROI on using it and actually like dive deep into the weeds. So Torque, negative pitch mix here today. So that's a negative sign for him, but he does have a good EV. So if he can get a meatball, get something that's hanging, we could like Torque today. Judge robbed Ward 2 days in a row. Yeah, that's tough. So pitch mix is brutal here. But realistically, if you actually dive into it and look at it, it's this cutter is really the bad one. It's really just the cutter. He's actually not too bad against the four seam. He's actually really good against the four seam. It just so happens that whoever the hell this Giovanni Moran. Is this a small sample size pitcher? What do we got here? Oh, yeah. So I honestly wouldn't put too much. I wouldn't put too much weight in this. Giovanni Moran kind of has nothing going on. He's only. Is he an opener? Yeah, he's an opener. Interesting. I don't like openers, man. I don't know how I missed that. It's right here. It's right here. Projected innings pitched 1.7. Damn. Okay. Maybe scratch Torque. I don't know. You're basically taking him against the bullpen. So. Yeah. Yeah, probably. If anybody knows who's coming in after, you can look him up, but yeah, probably not going to go out against an opener. That's not fun. Twins Nats. This is a good game here. We got great weather, wind blowing out. Cade Cavalli versus Taj Bradley. I think Taj Bradley got smoked, didn't he? Is it the same process with Liam? Yeah, I mean, it's like if you want to take Liam plus 1,000 on BetMGM is the best line. It's not even close to any other books. Like, it's worth taking a sprinkle, I guess. But you're chasing him for the third day in a row, I guess. But wonderful weather in D.C. I'll be there. There you go. Taj Bradley got smoked on the 24th. Gave up 4 homers and then 1 homer. So, yeah, he's starting to give up some dingers. He's starting to give up some homers. Mainly left-handed batters. I guess only 1 more homer. Not that big of a split. He shares the love. He shares the love. Cavalli only has given up 1 homers this year, and it was to a lefty. So, pretty interesting. Well, if you're looking at your lefties, then I mean, he shares the love though. Like, I'm looking at the wrong team. Cavalli, yeah, I think you could take Buxton today, but this is kind of like Schwarber. It's a little bit better than Schwarber. 6.1 on the pitch mix, plus 310 for Buxton. Red hot bat. They said Bellows coming in after. I think y'all are. I'm not gonna lie. I think y'all are a little hard on Bello because he had 1 bad start. I mean, Buxton, yeah, not really. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know he's a good play for a home run tonight. He's got all the good tags pretty much too. He's got the night owl, insane split during night games. Power, speed doesn't really matter. Heater, yeah, obviously he's on a heater. Good pitch mix rating. That's more important. 30% chance to hit a homer. He's got good value. Buxton looks pretty darn solid. Once again, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Cody Clemens, plus 500, plus 495. It's like super slight EV. Not anything I think that's worth like getting excited about. Cody Clemens is fair value. Same with Brooks Lee, also fair value, but Buxton's far and away the best play on this team today. Not really shocking. James Wood, everyone's been talking about James Wood all day. I mean, he's fair value. I don't think you're getting too much value on him. I really don't think you're getting too much value on him. I don't know. Maybe y'all see something I don't. But yeah, I guess like the 4-seam and the cutter. Is it just the 4-seam? Okay, James Wood's good against 4-seamers. Cool. Is that it? How do I connect my Prime? I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I think you just go to like sub and then you click like Twitch Prime or something, and then it'll connect it for you. But yeah, Wood, I mean, he's fair value. If you take him at plus 360, that's literally where I have him at. Jay Purdue, thank you for the tier 1. I appreciate the sub. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, James Wood's fair value. He's fair value. I honestly would probably rather look at Dalen Lyle. This is a little bit more interesting to me. Last 20, it's just the 4-seamer. Dalen Lyle's EV is low. His bat speed's not great. I get it. He's a very big contact hitter. But price-wise, if we're looking at the price here, plus 820 is not a bad line. Not a bad line. Only a 13% chance he hits one. But you get a little bit of EV on Dalen Lyle. That's an interesting pick. CJ Abrams. Everyone's talking about CJ Abrams. Yeah, he's fair value too, though. 5% EV negative. Like that's literally like a decimal place, basically. That's not too much negative. Same with Brady House. Like these guys, yeah, it's negative 5% EV, but like anything around that 5% mark, between 0 and 5, either way, I just would call it fair value. So I think C.J. Abrams is fair value. I think Brady House is fair value. I think James Wood is fair value. I think Dalen Lyle has some decent expected value, but he's a long shot. So you can drop Dalen Lyle in your bucket with like Brandon Valenzuela as guys who maybe you take as a solo at plus 820 and see how it goes. But he looks decent on the price. He looks decent on the price. He should probably drop a little bit. Yeah, CJ. I think you could take Wood or CJ, and it's fair value. It's just not like an outstanding play. What was I looking at for Dalen Lyle? Let's see his recent form here. Yeah, so he has a few. He's got a little bit of pop. Hasn't happened recently. What are we working with here? Yeah, this is not great, but he's got some pop. It just kind of comes out randomly. You know what I'm saying? Dalen Lyle's got some pop, but he just doesn't use it often. It's just kind of random. But he does have this. He's a night owl. So there's a +1 for power. Can you please go into hot and cold zones more? Probably not. This is like most people don't. I guess in the chat, how many of y'all want to see hot cold zones more, like on all these batters? Do you guys want to see it more often or not? I'll let you guys decide. We'll be a democracy here. Let me know in the chat if you guys yes or no like care about hot cold zones. Because I think personally, at least my read on it is it's a very niche feature that not a lot of people use, but those who use it really like it. Does that make sense? I'd rather see more badges. No. Yeah, so that's what I figured. Would be interesting to learn about. Little bit of split. Most people are saying no. So that's what I figured it was going to be the case. It's a very niche thing that you could spend a lot of time diving into. And I'll just give the breakdown one more time. And then y'all can sign up and look at it. But this side is the batter. This side is the pitcher. This is the different stats you can look at based on, this is like the strike zone, right? So you have the inside of the plate for a left-handed hitter, outside of the plate for the left-handed hitter, and you have home plate. Little baseball means they hit a home run from that spot, but these are just the zone locations in the strike zone, and then these are the different stats you can look at. So you want to look at his isolated power by zone, you can look at his exit velocity by zone, whatever, right? On the right side, this is all about the pitcher only versus left-handed batters because he's a left-handed batter. If he was a right-handed batter, it would only show versus right-handed batters. You have your frequency, so like how often does he throw a pitch in these zones, and then you have also all the other stats you can see that they allow as a pitcher from these different zones. So the way people like to do it is they like to match the tiles. You use the frequency, you use the isolated power, and you see like, are there a lot of red tiles that are red on both players? So in this case, I mean, not really. Like the most frequent's middle or kind of inside, and that's his worst zone. So it's a very niche thing that you can go super deep into. So you got to filter to sort players with the most positives and least negatives. Maybe. But that's kind of what it already does, if that makes sense. We're done with that game. Like, if you're looking at these guys, are you talking about the generated analysis? Like, for the most part, when you click this, anybody that's at the top of this leaderboard are going to have more positives than negative, like, the most positives. Like, all of these guys that have a 36% homer, like, for the most part, they're going to have the most positives out of anybody. But the best way to do that is just pick your favorite tags, right? Like, I want a night owl who does well at home. Okay, cool. Or I want a night owl who does well with the pitch mix. Okay, there's no one today for that. I want a night owl who owns the pitcher they're facing. It's Ellie De La Cruz. Right? Dark Thunder tried Prime Sub, didn't work for me. Maybe can anything I've saved my promo code for when I'm more. The one that started. Well, there's no code for Prime subs. Like the code, the only thing when you sub to the Twitch, you're just basically saying that you don't want ads. You just skip all the ads. So there's no like code you get for subbing on Twitch. The code root is that you see on the screen right now. Anybody can use it. Subs and non-subs for Twitch. So, but yeah. So I mean, by default, the guys who are projected at the top of the leaderboards are going to have more positives, like the most positives out of anybody. So that's kind of how it already works. So Swanson under owns this pitcher because when he's got 2 or 3 homers. Let's see. Well, first of all, let me just clarify. BVP, I make a hard cutoff at 3 years. There's a hard cutoff at 3 years. So owns this pitcher. Here you go. Swanson owns this pitcher. He is 5 for 14 with 2 homers in the last 3 years. Because if you look beyond 3 years for batter versus pitcher, both the batter and the pitcher are completely different players than 4, 5, 6 years ago. Like, think about you could probably find some like crazy splits between like, I don't know, somebody in Justin Verlander, for example, like Giancarlo Stanton, Justin Verlander. And if you look at it like over their whole career, I'm sure a lot of that stuff's from like 2015. And you're like, okay, why do I care? Justin Verlander's old and Giancarlo Stanton can't run. Like, you know what I mean? So we cut it off hard at 3 years. What are your favorite tags? That is up for you to decide. My favorite are the night and day splits, so Night Owl. But there's a full list of them right here. Once again, I'm giving you guys the keys to a Ferrari. Just start driving it. You know what I'm saying? Start testing stuff out. Start playing with things. Looking for guys with reverse splits or platoon advantage or owns their pitcher or whatever. Pitch mix edge. A lot of ways to cut it. But I like the Night Owl and the Day Masher. Those are my 2 favorite because they've just consistently produced results. Guys who have these tags have consistently performed, especially when there's like a massive split. 1,000 OPS at night. 1,500 OPS at night. Like Murakami, for example, is a prime example. Murakami has a 1,500 OPS during night games and only a 500 OPS during day games. The average MLB player is around like a 750 OPS. He's 200 OPS worse than the average player during day games. Murakami's terrible. He's an awful baseball player if he only played day games, is what I'm saying. But at night, he's insane. So, like, these are always good tags to find because then you're like, okay, he's playing in a night game. You should hold up. So, Yankees, yeah, Judge and Rice, Grisham. It's the Yankees, man. Like, there's not really. It's just. Although Josh Young looks a little interesting today. Really good pitch mix, 30% chance or 30% EV. I'm a fan of Josh Young tonight. Let me see if he has any negative tags, though. Let's see if Josh Young has any negative tags. No, he doesn't. So that looks pretty good. Good on the pitch mix, good on the probability, good EV. Recent form, he hasn't really done anything recently, but I don't really care about that too much. I'm a big look forward kind of guy. I look at every game. I try to look at every game as its own unique instance in time. Whatever happened yesterday doesn't matter. Whatever's happening tomorrow doesn't matter. What is the outlook for today's game with the pitcher today, the batter today? Like, so I don't really care that he hasn't hit a home run in whatever, 8 games, 9 games. So I like Josh Young today. I think he's good value. Versus Elmer Rodriguez, though. Who is Elmer Rodriguez? Oh, he pitched. Yeah. He just pitched recently. These tags make me not take Trout at home and Murakami during the day. Look, Trout's home splits will sway. I think that'll reset. The home and away stuff, like I think Trout will start cooking at home eventually. Just hasn't played enough games. Nimmo's not bad. Plus 8 EV too. I think he's got good pitch mix as well. Yeah. If I had to pick between the two, I just think Josh Young stands out a little bit more. 1% higher probability than Nimmo. A little bit better on the pitch mix and better EV. So if I had to pick one, I would go with him. Danny Jansen also looks a little interesting down here. Plus 790, 5.5 on the pitch mix. He's also a decent play, but I'd probably go Josh Young as my favorite on this one. Problem is, Rangers, they're not a big home run team. They're just not a very fun team to be on. We're only looking at a 16% chance here. This is another one of those guys like Valenzuela and Dalen Lyle. Maybe you just take him as a one-off straight and you pray. You get the EV on that. Yankees, no surprise. They're going up against a right-handed pitcher. Jacob deGrom, very good pitcher, but still vulnerable, isn't he? Let's see. 0-1, 0-1, 1-1. Yeah, so really, you're probably going to see one homer off him. So, once again, we're back to the same problem we find ourselves in every single day. What Yankee do you take for a home run? I don't know. They all look decent. Ryan McMahon looks good as a long shot. Aaron Judge looks good as a just chalk play. Ben Rice, I wish he would play because he looks outstanding today. Ben Rice would probably be the number one favorite. Trent looks pretty good. Trent's pitch make it a little low. Also, I'm so accustomed to getting Trent Grisham at like plus 425, plus 450. To see him at plus 360 feels a little weird. It feels a little weird seeing him down there. His night OPS is pretty bad too, so that I would maybe cross him off for that. Cody Bellinger. Okay, Cody Bellinger is good at home. Yeah, Cody Bellinger is insanely good at home versus the road. So yeah, Cody's definitely on my list right now. The only issue is Cody's a little bit better versus left-handed pitchers than righties. He's got the reverse splits. So, but he's a decent option. Jazz, too low on the pitch mix. Jazz is, I don't know how y'all feel about Jazz. He's all or nothing. And then Ryan McMahon, also a little low on the pitch mix. So I think Cody probably stands out. I mean, Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger stand out a little bit more than the others, but they're all still good plays. Yankees home runs, we have a 60% chance that they hit 2 or more. 1 home run for the Yankees today, 87% chance they hit 1. But 2 or more, 60% chance that they hit 2 or more home runs in this game. That doesn't mean against DeGrom. That just means in this game. They do have an elite bullpen, though. So, and they're very fresh. Holy cow, they got everybody ready to go. Is Rice playing? I don't know yet. I don't think so. But maybe. Maybe yesterday he just got a day off. So, yeah, there's some decent options in that one. There are some decent options in that one. We'll look at Dalton rushing real quick. Honey, my favorite show is on. Hey, let's go. How do you feel about Vinny Pasquantino? I feel sad about Vinny Pasquantino. That ball off the top of the wall yesterday was the difference between me and about like 6,000 people hitting a very big 3-leg parlay or not. So, feel a little sad about Vinny P. We got very unlucky. Peter Lambert. Shohei Ohtani. Is Lambert pitching? Didn't he just pitch like... I could have sworn he just pitched like 2 days ago. Holy shit, that's already been that long ago? Wow. I feel like just yesterday we were having that argument about McCullers, Lambert, doubleheader. You had Matt Olson, Judge, Carter Bench, and Vinny. You'd been on a flight right now. Yep. Yeah, so Vinny P makes us all a little sad today. Little sad. And it's not his fault. He hit it really good. It missed by 2 inches off the top of the wall. Like, there's not much. I mean, any other day, it's probably a home run. Just was not in the cards. Dodgers, yesterday, Kyle Tucker looked good. Today, I don't know if I like his pitch mix. Someone asked me yesterday why I took Kyle Tucker if his pitch mix was bad. Well, yesterday they had an opener. His pitch mix was bad against a guy he faced maybe one time. Everyone else was... It was going to be a different pitcher the rest of the time, so pitch mix didn't really matter. Today, it looks like it's going to matter a little bit more. Max Muncy, who has not come through 2 days in a row. Look, I don't like him today. He probably comes through because I don't like him. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. He has a good pitch mix rating, but his home run probability and the odds you get for him, not worth it. Dalton rushing on the other side, good pitch mix rating and good odds. Dalton rushing, you've got my attention. You've got my attention. So, yo, B Smith, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Let's go. Yeah, pretty simple. I mean, Dodgers for me, it's just Dalton rushing. Like that's kind of it. This whole game, it's just Dalton rushing. Very simple, very very simple one. Let's take a quick peek in this one. See if Vinny P's back on there again today. Schneemann. Huh? How is Schneemann 1,100? What am I missing here? I guess this guy doesn't give up homers. What's the weather? Negative 15%. Overcast. Wind's kind of blowing a little. That's interesting. I mean, this guy's usually sitting at 1160 for Schneemann. Huh. Schneemann sold the last 2 days. Yeah. Like I said, I look at every game in a vacuum. I don't care. I have short term memory loss. I don't remember what happened yesterday. I don't care about what happened yesterday. What does he look like today? Hmm. I mean, only have him with a 12% chance they had a home run to begin with. Not a big chance. But they're hanging him at 1160, which I feel like they're kind of taunting us. I think they're taunting us. I can't remember the last time I saw Schneemann in the thousands. That's interesting. Might be worth a sprinkle. Might be worth just a little sprinkle. I don't. Of course, my computer. Oh, there we go. Night Owl, too. Well, let me just open DraftKings real quick and just take a gander. Let me just take a gander, make sure this is a real line that still exists and it's not just pulling in some like. Let me just take a gander here. Let me just take a quick gander here. Yeah, plus 1160. Wow. I mean, why not? Yeah. Okay. I'll do it. A little sprinkle on a straight. We'll see how it goes. Once again, only a 12% chance that it actually hits, but that's plus 757. So, does Schneemann get subbed? Not often. He doesn't have the tag. He has before against the A's right here. This is the day that we had him. 6 out of 6 do. But the only reason he got, like, this was a complete situational. This was just a complete situational one-off, right? It was bases loaded or a guy on second and third, 2 outs. They bring in a left-handed pitcher. It's a tie game, 7th inning. Schneemann's not that good against lefties. Like, they needed to get a run there, so they just brought in a right-handed batter late in the game. Like, it was a one-off. But most of them look at 4 at-bats, 4 at-bats, 4 at-bats, 4 at-bats, 4 at-bats, 4 at-bats, 4 at-bats. He doesn't get subbed out much. It happens, but it's like it has to be like the right conditions. Yeah, I think this is taunting us though. Plus 1160. I think that's that's kind of crazy. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, there he is again, man. Vinny P and Caglione looks pretty good today too at plus 900. He just hit one yesterday. Caglione's a night owl as well. What are these books doing today? They just think there's going to be no homers in this game. Your favorite is Cody B from the Yankees side? I think that's a good one. A lot of the Yankees look good. There's so many good ones. So many good ones. But yeah, I think he's good. Yeah, Jack Caglione is another one. Look at this. Like, what are we doing? Plus 900? What? I don't know what's going on in this game. Is there some like insane like? What am I missing here? The weather's not that bad. Like, it's not good, but it's not. I guess it's cold. It's harder to hit home runs when it's cold out. But plus 900 for a guy. Let's look at his bat speed too. Caglione bat speed in the pitch mix. 77 mile an hour bat speed. The guy swings for the fences. I don't know what I'm missing here. I do not know what I'm missing here that he's being hung at plus 900, but I'll take it. I will I'll sprinkle on that as well. Why not? Like, wind in? Yeah, not that bad though. And also wind doesn't matter. It's only 2 mile an hour wind. But fun fact for a lot of people, I'm doing a lot of testing on it too, and the data's confirming it so far. We'll know more, I guess, in a month or two. But when it comes to weather, what affects the ball flight more than anything else is the temperature. So I think this is the only real negative we have here is the forecast. But wind outside of like Wrigley Field, there's a couple of ballparks where the wind is actually super powerful. But for the most part, most ballparks, wind is secondary to temperature. What do we have here for no home run in this game? 15% chance that there's no homer in this game. Okay, so there's a decent, plus 557. There's a decent chance there's no home run in this one. There's a decent chance. But there's also some really good EV. So, yeah, Caglione, that's not bad. And Vinny P, yeah, Vinny P's fair value on the real books. Kalshi, you can get good value there, but other than that. And Bobby Witt, not awful today either at plus 650. Only Carter Jensen, he's fair value. I mean, he's just sitting right there at fair value to me. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the weather definitely is like, yeah, it's not helpful for home runs today. It definitely hurts it. 54 degrees is crazy cold. But these two guys are home run hitters, and they're getting hung at 1,000. I'll take the risk for sure. See how it goes. Once again, just to recap, Schneemann, we only have him with a 12% chance. So if you take that bet, there is an 88% chance you lose. 88% chance you lose. If you take Caglione, there is an 85% chance you lose. Once again, there is an 85% chance you lose. But they're giving to him at a 90% chance you lose bet price. So, yeah, that's worth it. That's worth it. This game, I'm not touching it. I can't do it. 36 degrees and snowing. As much as it pains me with Michael Lorenzen, who gives up insane home run rates to left-handed batters, how badly I want to take Juan Soto, I don't think I can do it. Or Carson Benja again, even. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I just got done telling y'all how the number one factor for home runs is the temperature, and this game is 36 degrees. What are we doing? It's May 5th. How is it 36 degrees? Can somebody tell me that? 429 reverse unicorn. I don't even think you're going to get it 429. This is going to, you get hit, dude. They'd be lucky to hit one 400 in these conditions. That is going to hurt. Ball's going to be ice cold. It actually might literally be icy. I'm not even kidding. They might as well just cancel this game. 36 degrees outside is insane. Tyone versus Abbott. And I got to get going here, guys. So I gotta wrap this up. I'm gonna get going here in a minute. I have duties to tend to, dad duties. Gotta keep working on the site. So, but yeah, Nathaniel Lowe, bada boom, bada bing. Actually, they all look good. Tyone, meatball thrower, 1.82 home runs per 9. The wind is blowing in at Wrigley right now, though, so I don't love that. And it's cold. So the icy one was Colorado. So this kind of scares me. We can just, I guess, fingers crossed, pray that it warms up. I'm going to wait for these lineups to be confirmed. For this game specifically, none of these guys have just like stupid, crazy lines. They're all like around normal prices. So I'm going to wait for lineups to be confirmed. And then also, in that time, hope that maybe we get a little bit of wind direction change. Maybe the wind kind of evens out, pushes the other way. I don't know. Whatever. Abbott's first start, right? No, Abbott's been pitching all year, hasn't he? Am I crazy? Swear to God, Abbott's been pitching all year. Hey, 430, 424, yeah, he's been pitching all year. Yeah, Lowe looks pretty good today. 599, good pitch mix. Sal's decent. He's fair value. Ellie looks pretty good today on Kalshi, but what about the other books? Yeah, he's okay. McLean. Matt McLean looks decent as another long shot. And so does TJ Friedel. But once again, I'm 100% waiting on this game. I'm not taking anything from this one until lineups are confirmed. So I really want to see what this weather does. On the other side, it's just Seiya. He went deep yesterday. He's got the Night Owl tag as well. Where is it? Boom. Seiya Suzuki mashes at nighttime. And a good pitch mix. So yeah, Seiya's decent today for a back-to-back. Ellie HRR, yeah, could be, I think he's more of a boomer bust today, honestly, but maybe. Is Banna not streaming after you? I don't know. I don't know where Banna's been. I don't see him live right now, but I don't know where Banna's been. And then let's go look at some of these generators real quick. Let's just do this one more time before I gotta go. Your balanced play today. Ben Rice probably doesn't play, so we'll sub him out. Yeah, it would be Judge or Buxton. Oh, that's what I want to do. Top do. Do we have any sixes? No, just fives. Okay, so we got a lot of, oh my God, we got a lot of 5 out of 6s today. Schwarber, Buxton, Lowe, Marsh, Lewis. These guys are all negative EV, though. These bottom three. Negative 25%, negative 30%. Oh, God. Negative 14%. These top three, though, Lowe, Buxton, Schwarber, I don't hate that. Schwarber and Buxton, you're going to get like nothing out of them, plus 200s or whatever, plus 300 plays. If you were to throw Lowe in there, that might bring up the juice a little bit. I notice you don't go into the StatCast and see the metrics or how they're doing against pitches. Yeah, I don't really care about that, to be honest. Yeah, do not care too much about the StatCast stuff. Do you want me to? I can explain why. So let's do it. Let me explain why. So first of all, the model's already factoring in the pitch mix. The model already factors in the pitch mix rating, which is how they do against those pitches. There's a multiplier assigned based on the level of the pitch mix rating for their home run probability. So it's already built into it. And to look into it is, I guess, a little bit just redundancy. If they have a good pitch mix, it helps out with their home run probability. If they have a bad pitch mix, it hurts their home run probability. So it's already built into it. Secondly, when you look at the StatCast data, you're just ignoring this. And this is the most important part of a pitch mix. You're ignoring what these numbers are here on left and right. And if you don't know what these numbers are here, this is the run value. It says right here, run value per 100 pitches. So how many runs does Kyle Schwarber get off of sweepers per 100 sweepers he sees? He attributes 5 runs per 100 pitches on a sweeper, which is insane. That's very high. Like anything above like 2 is really good. So he destroys sweepers. And then the pitcher, how many runs does he save? So the other end of it, how many runs does he save per 100 pitches that he throws? In this case, he throws a very average sweeper. It's at 0.3. So basically, his sweeper, he doesn't save any runs or give up any runs off of it over 100 pitches compared to the average pitcher. His sinker is negative. His cutter is negative. So he gives up one more run than the average pitcher with a sinker and a cutter. Basically, all this is doing is this is telling you how good the batter hits these pitches compared to the league average and how good this pitcher throws these pitches compared to league average. When you go to StatCast, and let's say we go look at Schwarber versus righties versus that pitch mix, right? How do you know, like okay, he hit a homer off of a cutter from Logan Webb and a slider from Hauser, slider from Grant Holmes. None of this tells you how good or bad those pitches are. You know, like maybe it's probably not true Logan Webb's a good pitcher, but maybe Logan Webb has a horrible cutter, right? Or maybe Logan Webb just threw one bad cutter. Like maybe he just threw a meatball. It was just a bad pitch. If we go look at him against just cutters, yeah, he dominates cutters. You can see it. He clearly dominates cutters, which is good to see. He's got a lot of hard hit, couple home runs, but there's no run value associated with any of these cutters, location, any of that stuff. We don't know how good or how bad it is. It just takes out a lot of the factors. It's treating every cutter as if it's the same. If you bet based on just the StatCast, you're treating every pitch as if it's the same from every pitcher. The same location, the same quality, the same speed, the same spin, all of it, which is not true. Every cutter is different. And you can even see right here, Schwarber's run value against cutters this year is actually 0.10. That's the other thing it completely ignores. So while he does have a lot of success against cutters, this is only showing you balls in play. This also tells me he strikes out a ton on cutters or flies out or pops out, whatever. He gets out a lot on them. If we go to the sweeper, I'm curious to see what we get with that. So he has a really small sample size against sweepers, 2 homers against it, though. So it really bumps up his value. So, yeah, that's why I don't care too much about StatCast. I'd rather just look at the pitch mix rating because it cuts all that stuff out. It tells you how good the pitch is, how good a bat is, how often they throw it, and it does that for you. Doesn't mean it's the wrong way to do it. It does not mean that's the wrong way to do it if you do look at that stuff. Some people love doing it. Like them having a high or low fly ball or ground ball doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it matters a little bit, right? Like this part right here in the do factor, you want their launch angle to be in the home run sweet spot. It means they're just getting much better contact on the ball. I would say the fly ball, ground ball stuff matters, but it's not going to completely deter me from a really good play that I like. That's all I was saying. Obviously, you want to see guys hitting more fly balls than ground balls, which if you go to a player, right, like Kyle Schwarber, and we go into, we can see their ground ball to fly ball ratio. If you go to their trends and scroll down here, fly ball to ground ball ratio, last 10 games. You can see it game by game too. So basically, Schwarber's hitting one fly ball for every ground ball. He's about even there. Recently, though, he's had 2 fly balls per ground ball with a homer, 2 fly balls per ground ball in this game as well. You can see their fly ball to ground ball ratio. Max EV, exit velocity, hard hit percent, launch angle, all of it. So yeah, I added blast to the games too. So if we're looking at a game, you can see his blast, which might be a little bit more helpful. It's similar to like sweet spots squared up, all that stuff, right? Like it's a calculation based off of that. So if you do go into the pitch mix, you can see their blast. Schwarber obviously blasts it a ton. He squares it up with hard exit velocity a lot. So, yeah. There's a lot of ways to cut it, but at the end of the day, the projections do a lot of the work for you, but you do have the tools to go dive in and look at it from any perspective you want, because a lot of you love to look at the StatCast data. It's in there. Go use it. Go use it. Only negative here for Schwarber is it's past bedtime. His OPS at night games is actually really bad this year. So that's his negative today. Yeah, Buxton, Lowe do look pretty good too. These guys, I just don't think they have a high enough home run probability to take them, although they are in the due 5 out of 6 range, and they have some of the good stuff. So, but yeah, I think we're due for another good day today. Was Bryce a night hitter? Yeah. Bryce is significantly better in night games than day games. So, yep. He's only 3 out of 6 on the do factor, but that's not that big of a deal. Let's see what the analysis will tell us about Bryce Harper today. So, 10 positives, 1 negative. The only negative is that he actually struggles a little bit at home, but it's not anything crazy. Good home run projection, strong versus righties, hot bat, 90th percentile in all these stats, owns Luis Severino. Okay, so he's got 3 homers and 9 career plate appearances. Playing at Citizens Bank Park, solid 10% barrel rate, wind blowing out, night game suits him. There you go, night owl. Batting third. When do night games begin? After 6? Yeah, it's just the night slate. So like, I think like 6 and beyond is considered a night game. Even I think maybe even like the 5:40 could count, but sure, but it's gonna change. Same start window. Well, these are all night games. Everything's a night game. There's no day games today, so every way you cut it's a night game. So, and also, like I said earlier, I don't take any of these until the lineups get confirmed because they change very frequently throughout the day. There's multiple reasons why you might see a home run projection change throughout the day. So I guess it's hard because you gotta, a lot of you guys really want to maximize getting a good price before the lines move. But on the other side of things with home runs, lineup changes and weather changes drastically affect home run probabilities. I wouldn't say drastically, but in some cases drastically. Throughout the day, the weather changes. Like the wind's blowing in for the first few hours of the day, but then as we get closer to the game time, the wind's actually blowing out now. The park goes from being a neutral park to a positive park, or a negative park to a neutral park, or a negative park to a positive park. Guys get home run boosted from that. Pitchers get swapped out. There's so many things that can happen throughout the day that we see all the time. So wait till these are confirmed lineups before you use the parlay generator. I'll add a filter here that says only confirmed players. We'll do an only confirmed players filter. So. Yeah. Okay. MMMMT. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate y'all for being around. Come join rootbets.com. We have hundreds of you guys joining the site. I appreciate all of you. As you saw yesterday, a lot of very successful people. The website's called rudebets.com. Rudebets.com. I want this to be more of you guys. Look at this. So many people were tweeting at me plays that they took yesterday off of the parlay generator. This is the whole point. The last thing here. My goal is to make all of you independent. I don't want to be here to give plays to people. I don't want you to have to rely on other people for plays all the time. The whole goal is to give you independency so that you don't have to rely on somebody else's reads, luck, research, all that stuff, and just blindly trust that they're They're going to be giving you good products, good services. My goal is to give you independence. Like yesterday, we got a message. This is the whole point. This is exactly what it's all about. Like I said, this is not that impressive of a home run play. Murakami and Judge, sure. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's not like some crazy lotto. But just like that, this guy was new. He was asking me questions a couple days ago about how to use the tools, how to like decide who to take, when to take them. Boom. Hit his first home run parlay of the year on his birthday yesterday. It was nothing crazy. He got $160 out of it. That pays for like a half a year of the site. So, independence. You join the site. I'm giving you guys the opportunity at independence. And look, I'm not going to lie. A lot of cappers use my site. So if you guys are in Discords, I'm helping you guys out from that perspective too, because I'm making cappers better. Like my whole goal is not only to make everybody better, but specifically I also want to really help cappers maximize the service they provide to people who subscribe to Discords. If you guys are in a paid Discord, I want you to be getting the best service possible with the most wins possible. So I'm trying to build tools that also cappers will use to then give you better product and service from that perspective. So, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, we don't really know how a lot of these cappers are doing research. So if I can enable them with better tools to do better research, then you guys are only going to benefit if you're in those Discords. So what up, B Brown? What up? Are you going live? What's up? I'm about to end this off. So if you go live right now, I can send everybody over your way. But I got to hop off here. I got to go on dad duty. So I got to go in like the next 25 seconds. So let me know. But yeah, rudebets.com. There's promo codes you can use to get access for a discount. And hopefully it'll change the way you guys really perceive baseball this year. And there will be other sports on it too. We already have NBA built. We already have NFL built. It's all coming on here. So make sure you get in while you can. I appreciate all the massive, rapid growth here that we have. And make sure y'all go tune in to B Brown later today. He's going to be using Rude Bets as well. And like I said, I told you guys, I'm giving you the keys to a Ferrari. You drive a Ferrari different than I would drive a Ferrari. You know? B Brown is going to use Rude Bets completely different than I just used Rude Bets. It's a different experience for everybody when they use the product because everybody has a different process and research that they go about when they make plays. And that's why I've given you the tools to do that. Some people want to look at tags. Some people want to look at StatCast. Some people want to look at projections. Some people want to look at generators. Some people want to look at games. Like, that's why I'm saying go watch them and you'll have a completely different experience as watching me. I'll be live again tomorrow, same time, 9:30. Yeah, we'll probably be doing EV on strikeouts eventually too.